Okay, so in the last video we covered the processing of the chicken. After that, you're gonna package it. So I recommend using shrink bags. Now, if you can find them, I recommend the Texas Poultry shrink bags. They are a thicker plastic. They're a much thicker plastic and they do a lot better. Now you can get these off of Amazon. I've got some. Not very happy. These are completely different bags. I don't find that they shrink the same and they're not as durable and thick. These ones are my typical ones that I've used. I got these in a pinch and I'm not very happy. So anyway, these are not something I would recommend. I have a plethora of them. I'm gonna end up having to try them again this year because I have a bunch, but I'm going to be ordering more of the Texas poultry bags. These do a beautiful job. Just as an idea, this is how they do. So they just make a really nice, they're solid, a solid seal and a nice shrink around the chicken. So as you can see again, right? They do a beautiful job. They hug everything. So I recommend the Texas poultry bags. I have nothing to do with them. They're just my favorite. So anyway, I'll just give you a quick run through on how I prep my chicken for putting in the water. Now the water has to be very hot. I like to dry my chicken. I have a fan on here and because it's very hot, but also it just sort of wind blows the chicken. And then when I put them in my bags, they're not wet. I recommend letting your chickens dry standing up like this, not putting them in wet after you're done. So I just grab the bird. A bit of a big bag. This is a smaller bird. This was a hen. These are mostly hens actually. So this bag is bigger for mostly my other bigger birds, but you can see that you just put your bag in there. Now this is a tube that will come with most of the bags. I just nicely pinch all of my bag in and around it. Don't just like, I find that sometimes it doesn't seal up properly. So just take care in how you're putting them together. They typically come with zap ties. Smaller ones, but these are Princess Auto. Okay, so I just pinch them together like that. And you don't have to pinch them super tight. I leave them loose, you know, like so they can move. Because when it vacuums all the air out, you're gonna pop that out and pinch it off anyway. So that is how I prepare them for shrink bagging. So let's try one of these then. I really don't like these bags very much. We'll do a comparison, how about that? Could have just been the water, I don't know. Find out. I find when you have your hand in it, it's a lot easier to do it. Had your hand in it all day, might as well. So I don't stick it in the cavity, I just stick it in there so it can build any air. Vent any air, I should say. And then use this one. Okay. So yeah, just keep that in there, lightly zip it. There we go. And then carry on, do the rest. And I will do all these, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what happens when we get the hot water and we vacuum them. So because you're not going to have enough tubes for all of them, I tend to put the coupler on, like the zip tie, just really, really loose, so that I can stick the tube in when I'm about to put it into the water and zap this around the tube a little bit more before I do my vacuum seal. So I basically just, that way nothing gets in there and I can keep them kind of loose and ready to go before it's time. And it's just faster, I guess. So I just keep them a little bit loose and get them ready. Now, typically we have a scalder, but our scalder decided to kick the bucket. So I have to get a new brain for it. So we're going to use a fish fryer, like the olden days, how we started doing this, with a propane bottle. So these are about $40 at Canadian Tire or something around there, depending on where you're getting them. But a fish fryer, it works really great. And I have a giant canning pot. Let's just see here. Right there. So that will be put on the fish fryer, and I'm going to get that ready to go, and then I will be back. All right, so our water's up to temperature. It's actually over. It's 74, I think is what it should be at. It's at 75.5, but that's okay. As soon as I start dunking them, okay, so this is our test bag. I don't know if you remember that from the other video, but this is the more pack that is on Amazon. So let's just give her a go here. You know what? Not a bad finish. Maybe the ones I had, just the water wasn't warm enough. Anyway, so you take it over, put it in whatever you're gonna put it in, pull the tube, and just pull it a little bit tighter to seal it off. And there's yours. Let them cool. Now this is the Texas bag, the Texas poultry bag. These ones, you can see they're just a little bit more heavy duty or plastic. They definitely feel like that when you open them, when they're sealed, they feel a bit thicker in plastic than the other ones do. So here we'll just pull them down, so they push these down when you're, so they package up nice.